It makes a change. Usually the music's finished by the time I get to the stage, to be honest. Hello, Whitchurch. Hello, near side. Hello, far side. Those of you on the far side, it's not just voices in your head. You're not on some very strong drugs. I am sat down to perform, yes. Don't worry, it's all alright. I know there's potentially some stuff kicking about, but you're not on it yet, don't worry. Yes, hello, I'm John Porter. Hi everybody. Yes, that is John Porter. I have cerebral palsy. Yes, John Porter, not Jack Carroll from Britain's Got Talent. There's an easy way to tell. He's 17, I'm 27. If I look 17 to you, I'd see a fucking psychiatrist. Yeah, I mentioned having cerebral palsy when I first get to the stage, because you've just seen that it takes me a while. Kind of feel like it's the same way that if I came on with a gun, you'd all be thinking, what the fuck's he doing with that? You know, we're not in Las Vegas, so... I'll get over it, about 3 months ago. Hey, listen, when they pass through gun control, I'll stop doing the joke. I suppose now I've mentioned guns, I should clear up the elephant in the room number 2. No, I don't know Oscar Pistorius, I've never met him. I didn't shoot my girlfriend either. Admittedly, I haven't got one, so it does make it quite difficult. I don't know where this assumption comes from that all disabled people know each other. We don't, right? I don't know why that is. There isn't a club for disabled people. I mean, if there was, where the fuck would we all park outside it anyway? That's easily my favourite joke. It's all downhill from here, but I prefer downhill, it's easier, so never mind. Jesus Christ, who knew that to be accepted I'd only have to come 3 hours out of my way? It's fucking I've been searching for this my whole life and I found happiness in Whitchurch. Someone else? Yeah, I'm going to say there can't be too many people that have said that. There again, I'm from Preston, so you know, that's the way it is. Most of you have never been. If you haven't, don't bother going. Jesus. Anyway, I said I mentioned disability. I kind of feel like I've got to, you know, I've got to get it out of the way. It's generally alright. Audiences are generally quite receptive to it. They like the jokes. You know, they join in, they have some fun. That's fine. Comedians are a little bit weird. They have a habit of saying some strange things to me after gigs, you know. One comes up to me and he was quite nice at first. He said, do you mind if I ask you what your disability is? I said, oh, it's cerebral palsy. And he said, oh, that's not so bad. Thanks for that, Dr. Shipman, yeah. Apologies when chronic illness ain't good enough for you, you bell end. Yeah, you know, it is one of those things, you do get it a lot, you know, it happens, and I should have learnt my lesson. I said I was from Preston. I did that joke that I've just done in Preston for the first time. And a guy come up to me afterwards and said, is that right about having cerebral palsy? I said, well, why the fuck would I lie about it, mate? Yeah, I mean, there's no benefits to it. Literally these days, thanks to the Tories, so, you know. Normally I say thanks for not voting for him, but I'll be honest, I've been here before, it feels like you might have, so I'm not going to say that. So fuck you, the only reason I'm doing stand-up comedy, because I need the money. And there ain't much money in stand-up comedy either. I don't really get any benefits anymore. I've fuck all chance of getting them now because I'm on video, but I found applying for benefits quite difficult because when I originally applied, they make you go through the assessment procedure, and I don't like that. You know, I don't like having to justify what's wrong with me, and I can get a bit snappy and sarky. And eventually, I said, "Look, mate, I can prove my disability in 2 easy steps." That joke is what I tend to call the audience intelligence test. You guys passed it. When I did it in Wigan, not so much. Wigan turned on me a little bit. It was quite funny. After a while, they started throwing things at me, and to be honest, it was like the world's saddest game of Space Invaders, because what the fuck am I going to do? So yeah, there's that. I mean, that's the way it goes. You know, I do talk about my disability a lot. I understand that, and it's a bit off-putting to some people, but the way I see it, it's my thing, and that's what I want to do, you know. And generally it works alright in comedy. Some reviewers are a bit snippy about it, you know, like one guy, he wrote an article about me and he said, John Porter, disabled heavy set. Wasn't sure if that was a review or a fucking description, to be honest. Turned out to be both, but you know, you can't do it. I do enjoy comedy, I love doing it. I've been doing it a long time now. I've done 2 shows at the Edinburgh Festival. My combined audience for both shows probably wasn't as much as Alex's was, but never mind, that's the way it goes, isn't it? I mean, to be honest, one of the things that really pissed me off about Edinburgh is that I got more attention actually outside in the street from Japanese tourists than I did in my show. They were all convinced that me walking around the street was actually some sort of experimental fucking street theatre. Taking donations in the hat, you know. Oh, just come to the fucking show, man, you know what I mean? It did leave me a little bit in debt afterwards. I've been struggling with that for a while. Unfortunately, it's culminated in a few threatening letters I've got recently. I got a letter from a credit card company last week telling me I had outstanding balance. Clearly they'd not seen me walk that week. But, there we go. I do work, in case you're wondering. I know there's a thing that, you know, people like to put out that, you know, somebody mentioned Jeremy Kyle disabled earlier. I'm not one of them. I fucking work, right? I work for my money. I work in IT, right? Which, you know, has its ups and downs. I struggled to get a job at the beginning because you've already seen that I deal with most things with sarcasm, right? I think anybody that's struggling with something will try and deal with it with humour, but unfortunately when I get asked stupid questions, I give stupid answers. So when I go to job interviews and they say, do you really want this job? I say things like, no mate, I fucking love coming to Salford on a Monday morning. Clearly you've heard of Salford, so that's good. I think the one that really tripped me up, no pun intended, was when they said, where do you see yourself in 5 years? And I said, shagging Paloma Faith. I'm seeing a few nods in the audience, that's quite nice. I don't normally get that. People look at me like I've got chickens coming out of my head. And it's probably just as well I haven't, given what I've heard about this town. No, that's what I said, but to be honest, I just passed doing comedy for 5 years and I'm in Whitchurch on a Sunday night, so I don't think it's going to happen, do you? That's alright, shit happens, doesn't it, you know? You can't legislate for everything, but that's just the way it is. I did struggle, I did get a job in the end, you know, I said I work in IT. The one thing you should know about IT is that most people in it are socially awkward and don't like social situations. So naturally it made perfect sense for me to become a comedian. However, what I will say about IT is that if you're socially awkward, just bear in mind that the managers have got to be more socially awkward than you are. That's how they got where they got, right? So my first IT manager, his only way of motivating people was to go, oh, for fuck's sake. He was from Birmingham, he hadn't had a stroke, right? I feel I should point out. Kind of wish he had, because it might have put a smile on his face, but there you go. Now, I'm going to level with you, Whitchurch. That joke doesn't normally get applause. So I'm glad I found the level. It tends to, I find it tends to split a room about 99 to 1, and the 1 is usually me. It's not gone well in some scenarios. In fairness, I probably made some mistakes in the past when I premiered that joke. The first time I ever did it was at a charity gig. Unfortunately, it was for Bolton Hospice. So, yeah. I mean, you know, you don't think that's true, do you? I can assure you. I have people that can verify that happened. I also described one set I did as a massive abortion when there was a pregnant woman in the audience. Yeah, I mean, beneath this playful exterior and this sympathy that I build up in the first 10 minutes by telling you about my, you know, my crippled life, it soon goes away when I start making jokes like that, you know. Oh, I tell you what though, it's the first audience I've ever been able to outrun. Fucking hell. Them life support machines don't half slow you down. I changed that. It used to be a kidney dialysis machine, but it didn't get as many laughs. So, yeah. So that's me now. I work, and that's fine. You know, I do it. I enjoy it. It is what it is. You know, but I prefer doing comedy. I try and do as many things as I can because I've been single for a long time. Contain your fucking amazement. to be honest, I'm getting so desperate now that I'm thinking of moving here and getting a job in the chicken factory. I can only see poultry returns for that, so there you go. It's like me on an elevator, ups and downs, you know. I meant escalator. Who gives a fuck? Wow, it's like I'm pissed, but I'm not. I haven't got I've spent the entire week on flu medication, and now I don't know what my name is or where my address is. And to be honest, coming in here, it was a bit like roasted Vaisy as well. I've had Papa Lazarus to walk in. But I think that's going to end up being me. I think that's the only way I'm ever going to get a girl, you know. Eventually I'm just going to have to like steal them from their homes and be like, you're my wife now. But the only reason I've been able to do that voice is because I've had a fucked throat for a week and a half. I don't think I'm going to do it though. No, I've been single for a long time. That's, you know, that's fine. Things don't always work out for me. I tend to get a bit like, I'm a soft person, despite all the dark jokes I tell and stuff like that. I'm a soft bastard, you know, and it does have its ups and downs. You know, like, for example, my friend always says that when I fall in love, I'm like a puppy, which I thought was really nice, you know, that I was naive and trusting and sweet. Actually, turns out I just pissed on the carpet the last time. But it's led me to some interesting places in life. The first time I ever fell in love was with a girl from Yorkshire. Should have known better. This is getting videoed too, so you're going to see this. I'll try and be nice to you. No. See, I fell in love for the first time, and you know what it's like. Well, hopefully most of you do. When you fall in love, not the forbidden love of a man and his chicken, right? Actual human love. The first time you fall in love, you tend to get a little bit crazy. You do some weird shit, like, and what I did the first time I fell in love. Basically, what happened? She moved abroad for the summer. She went to work abroad for the summer. Turns out she was working in promotions in Bulgaria, and I decided to go and visit her. She could have done me a fucking favour and done it in Edinburgh, and I'd have saved about £2 grand. But you know, I went to visit her to basically because, and it sounds weird to say that I went to visit somebody not knowing what the outcome would be, but I'll tell you why I did it. She was into all like her romantic comedies and her Disney Prince type stuff, you know, she was into all that. She was into the romantic side of shit. So I thought if I went over there, I could be a Disney Prince, right? Not a bad idea on the surface. Didn't really work, you know. Wasn't a Disney Prince, turns out I was Quasimodo. Oh, save your sympathy, it's between shit and syphilis in the dictionary. And I got one and didn't get the other. I think probably the worst thing about being Quasimodo though is I didn't even get my bell rung at the end of it. Since this will be going out on likely YouTube and Facebook, I'd like to say thank you because you gave me 5 minutes of comedy and I fucking needed it back then. I'm only joking, I still love you. I don't really. I don't know, who fucking knows? I don't know what my name is, who am I, where am I? Yeah, so I did that and that's fine, you know, it didn't work out, that's okay, you know, things don't work out. I actually decided to try something new to try and get a girl. Recently I applied for a Channel 4 dating show. I can see your faces, it wasn't the fucking Undateables, alright. It was first dates actually. I'm not supposed to mention it, I signed a confidentiality agreement, but I've done this material at 30 gigs now, so I guess I'm not going on the telly. Well, one of the things that I did enjoy about it was that they give you like a little audition and a little interview and you get to talk about your previous experiences. I told that story in the vein, I hope it will get on television. And they also ask you little questions about yourself. Turns out most of the girls I go for are bisexual, in the sense that I want to get sexual and they say bye. Turns out the type of girl I'm looking for, it turns out I'm a leg man, which is a classic case of overcompensating if I've ever heard of one. And I seem to like girls that leave the country, so there we go, you know, that's how that one works out for me. So yeah, I don't think I'm going on television, but it's going alright. I've started to get back out there and get myself out there a little bit. I've got a date coming up soon. Christ, I hope she doesn't see this. I've got a date coming up soon with a Polish girl, which is, woo, you know, alright. Do you know her? Which is good in, you know, in a couple of ways. One, she's a really nice girl, and two, if it doesn't work out, I've only got to wait a year and they're sending her back by the sounds of it, so... fuck off. I thought we'd remain, it's all you fucking lot that are throwing her out, not me. Oh, Jesus Christ. So yeah, I mean, there's that, you know, that's just the way it is, you know. I think I've killed her over there. How are we on? 5 to 10. Right, Jesus Christ. I'm only in bed by now. To be fair, I'm almost certain that I actually am, and this is just a fever dream. But who the hell has a fever dream about Whitchurch? That's what I know. Preston is the product of a fever dream, mate. You know, I'm not sure about that. A bit like me, I was the product of a chemical spillage. I get the feeling you think that was a dirty joke, and that wasn't actually my intention. So we'll move on from that, shall we? Oh Jesus. Yeah. So what else can I talk to you about? Fuck knows. To be honest, I try and get my money's worth because it takes me so long to get up here. I figure I should stay here as long as I can, yeah, there's a promoter I don't gig for anymore because he gave me a bollocking for going 10 minutes over time. I pointed out that I wasted that 10 minutes getting up on his fucking stage. I needed a Sherpa. Christ. Fucking stoked, Jesus Christ. Jesus. The Flying Saucer Tour, as Bill Hicks called it. Questioning my own existence. Anyway, before I, you know, blacklist myself from just about every promoter in the northern region, because that's pretty much... This is the reason why I gig in places like this. No fucker up north will book me. I end up coming down here to do gigs, and to be honest, you've been fucking great. I don't know, you know, I don't know any better way to say that. You never know what you're going to get when you come to some places, you know. Like I said, I've had some bad gigs, and I've done some pretty weird shit. It would appear from what I told you tonight. The one thing I've never really done, as far as I can remember, although this does feel like a product of one, I've never taken drugs. It's quite interesting really, because I'm pretty sure people think I have. For example, the first time I did comedy, somebody said to me, it'd be like when you first took heroin. And I said, how the fuck do you know I take heroin? But, there's a bit of a delay on that. I just sort of carried on thinking, fuck it, they're not having it. No, I've never done drugs, which I'm quite proud of in one sense. I got booed at one gig for saying that. I was doing a biker rally once, and they went fucking mental for me. 2,000 people giving you a standing ovation. It's a bit weird as a disabled comic to get a standing ovation, because you set off thinking, great, they must have fucking loved me. Then you get home and you think, well, they're being sarcastic. I've not done that joke for fucking ages. I don't even know where that came from. I don't know why it's suddenly come back to me tonight. I don't know why I did a Papa Lazaro impression. I don't know why I directly addressed the camera about somebody I used to be in love with. I don't know why I mentioned somebody I'm going on a date with in 2 weeks, but this is going to go up in less than a week, and she doesn't actually know she's going on a date with me. I don't know why I do anything, but... Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, like I mean, you probably all think this is an act. I mean, when I first started, I did a lot of this material, especially the Bulgarian stuff. And somebody comes up to me afterwards and said, great character that, mate. I said, fuck off, that's my life. It's hard to believe, I know. But yeah, what was it? I've never taken drugs, that was what I was saying, and then I went on to disprove it. No. I've never sorry, I'm distracted by the fucking for sale signs. Have I been here that long that they're selling the building? I've had people turn the lights off on me before, that's quite funny. Turn the microphone off on me and I just kept shouting forever. With this voice you can go wherever you want and do whatever you want. The only thing you can't do is get in a fight because you can't run away, but you know. People aren't going to hit you, you know, people aren't going to have a fight with you when you're disabled and you've got glasses, you're checking 2 boxes, you know. If only I could get done for some sort of criminal offence, I reckon I'd get a show on the BBC. No, but I've never taken drugs, so we'll get to the end of this, I promise. No, because you've all got homes to go to. I mean, I haven't, that's why I'm still here, but... no. I'm actually getting pissed at a Super Bowl party after this, and that'll be good for me. But, well, I think it will. To be honest, I feel like I'm pissed already, so I'm not sure I'll notice, but there we go. No, I've never taken drugs. There's a couple of reasons for that, but mostly because, you know, I'm a fucking normal person. You know what I mean? But, I've never done drugs because I looked into some of the effects and they're terrifying. For example, if you take cannabis, you get really paranoid and you think the entire room's staring at you. Yeah. And it's even worse, you know, if you go for something harder, like cocaine, for example, you can find yourself jabbing on endlessly to a room full of people. You don't give a fuck what you say. Well, Whitchurch, I'm going to be honest, this is only my second gig of the year, but if the rest are anything like as fucking good as this, well, I'll be, you know, you'll make a happy man very old. You've been wonderful. You've been fantastic. If you did like me, I'd probably seek help immediately. And don't talk to me after the show because I've managed to make a 20-minute set into a 40-minute ramble, so... You're never getting home, you'll miss your taxis, you know, you'll get your wedding ring stolen, you're my wife now! Just thought I'd bring that back in at the end. Don't fucking sing Deliverance at me, mate, we're in Whitchurch. Like, the phrase people in glass houses springs to mind. This is easily one of the most fun gigs I've ever done, so if you did like me, John Porter Comedy on Facebook, John Porter Comedy, right? Follow me, send me abuse, you've probably guessed I'm desperate for human interaction, so you know, send me abuse, put a brick through my window, I'm not going to be fucking there tonight anyway, so I don't care, and I've got a dog who'll murder you, so yeah, if you did like me, John Porter Comedy, I'll hopefully see you again soon, or maybe I'll just sit here for another 10 minutes, I'm not sure. But yeah, John Porter Comedy, you've been fucking wonderful. Good night. Ladies and gentlemen, it's all right to enjoy yourselves. So I want to say thank you to all of our acts. The first act was Mr. Max Poole. Second act, we've got Ben Atkinson over here. You can't see him. He's brilliant. Third act, we had Alex Love. I've lost no way I've been. He's still there. Yeah. Fourth guy was Mo Haroon. And then the love of my life, John Porter. So we're going to be trying to put this on every 3 months. From now on, it's going to be for a defibrillator for this pub. Yeah, thank you very much for turning out, and I hope you have many, many more good nights here. Thank you very much. I am so happy for that.